That's what I think that wet stuff was, Darren.
Yeah, it's been since November 18th, Brian, since we got rain that was widespread across the Bay Area we could measure. But we're only just getting started. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day because there's going to be more rain, and we're close to this storm now, close enough to it, that we can start to pull out some real specific details on how tomorrow's likely going to play out. Here's what it looks like now. That's live high-def Doppler. But let's come in closer, back to the Bay Area, and skip ahead to 2 a.m. tomorrow. That's when the leading edge of the showers gets here. So we've got this really well-organized line of rain that by the time we get to 5 a.m. is stretched out pretty much across the North Bay. So Sonoma County, this is for you, 5 a.m. By the time we get to 7 a.m., it's now coming right through the heart of the bay. It's gotten down to the Golden Gate. It's heading up towards Concord. That's 7 a.m., and then it slowly works down to the South Bay. It doesn't get down to San Jose until about 10:30. Doesn't mean you won't notice rain until 10:30 in the South Bay. You could. But the best, most organized rain, that line, doesn't get down there till about 10:30. That's when you'll see some of the more widespread rain from this. Think of all of that as kind of phase one in tomorrow's rain. And then it's likely that as we get into the early afternoon, we get a little bit of a break before phase two gets here. And this one's going to be a little different. Because as we get a little bit later in the afternoon, here comes another line that's going to look very familiar. But look how this has kind of separate little beads, almost little bullseyes. The atmosphere is going to have the energy tomorrow afternoon that this second wave could come in the form of an isolated thunderstorm or two. The morning rain will be widespread, steadier rain. The afternoon is going to be more interesting. And in the North Bay by 2:30, you see they pass through. There they go. And then by the time we've gotten to about sunset, they clear the South Bay. So it could look and feel and maybe even sound different by the second half of the day. And if you get one of those little thunderstorms over you, then you get a good brief little downpour. Maybe even some small hail with it. And when you take it all and add it all up for the whole day, rainfall totals look pretty good. North Bay could pick up maybe an 8/10 of an inch of rain, maybe 1/1600 of an inch of rain down here in rain-shadowed Santa Clara County. But in general, everybody gets close to maybe a ½ an inch of rain. We so needed this. It's good news. And that storm just pile drives into the Sierra and puts about 1 foot of new snow on top of some of the higher elevations. And there is a winter storm warning to go along with this from 7 o'clock tomorrow morning till 4 a.m. Wednesday. It's not going to be fun driving. Not going to be a lot of people driving up there anyway. Tahoe's kind of a complicated place to visit now. But if anybody is on 80 or 50, it's going to be a rough drive getting up there. Added on top of everything else, the surf's going to pick up thanks to just a bunch of energy out in the Pacific just as the tide is picking up. King tides are coming back. And if we look at the time frame on that, once we start to get into Monday and Tuesday late morning, in fact, let's add Sunday into that. Sunday late morning, Monday late morning, and Tuesday late morning. It's another one of those scenarios where the tide gets kind of high. Maybe some of the water comes and laps up against the Embarcadero or some of those low spots up in Marin on 101 where the water can... all right, morning lows, just fine. Mid to upper 40s. Daytime highs tomorrow will be cool as we're getting the rain, low to mid 50s. You will get breaks of sun through the early afternoon tomorrow, but there'll be plenty of rain tomorrow as well. And in the 7-day forecast, there's another small opportunity for rain on Thursday. Not the most impressive, probably confined to the North Bay. More on that as we get closer to it. That's where the forecast stands.